Uh, Hello. Am I live? Hello, 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 hello. Are we live right now? I'm not sure. I don't really stream on YouTube. Hey, I am live. There you go. That's dope. So, oh, wait. Wow, that's some lag if I've seen one. Hmm. Alright, okay. Yeah, I'll add the settings later. Whatever. Hmm. Alright, okay. So, here we go. Uh, hmm. I was just streaming on Twitch and I thought maybe I should come on YouTube. Um, I also didn't add any tags. Let me just do that real quick because I forgot. Hmm, video. Hashtag on news. Hashtag politics. Here we go. So basically, if you didn't know, I went away for like the past month. There was some like personal problems at home and whatever, so I couldn't stream and I missed out a lot of new stuff, which I'm absolutely hating getting back to now. Uh, but yeah, I also got the mic, so it sounds a lot better. But here we are. What we will be doing today is getting back to the news. I was streaming on Twitch. I checked a few things, like the basic, like title stuff, which obviously it's from the right wing, so I hate it. But like certain things that happened that I know of right now is Nupur Sharma like making the comment, and the Kalima thing that happened, that comment, and that photo. Um, then in America, there's like the abortion laws that's going on, and Trump and Elon Musk, something's happening with them as well. I think, I'm not sure. Um, what else is happening? Russia and Ukraine, are they still going at it? I think so. Uh, the Gyan Vyapi Masjid thing, that's also happening. Is it still happening? I'm not sure. Maharashtra, the CM Uddhav Thackeray, he stepped down, I think, which is a sad thing. Obviously, he wasn't really doing. I mean, he was doing a lot if you think about it, but the best thing about him was he wasn't following in his father's footsteps, because uh, I'm sorry, Basab Thackeray, he was a fascist. No matter what he was, you cannot just fucking deny that. And if you actually applaud that, get the fuck out of this stream. Come on, I don't wanna talk with fascists. What else happened? Johnny Depp thing that happened. I think that happened last month. Um, a lot of shit happened, but I missed out. So we are looking at the news from leftist media, News Laundry, the Lutyens gangs, the Liberandus. We are going to be watching them because Because I am a liberal. I am a leftist. There we go. Alright.
There's news, there's sense,
And
and
the
there's
nuisance.
nuisance.
This show is all about that last bit. Indeed.
A latest study on the media by Reuters Institute says that many people across the globe are actively avoiding news. Something like this.
Wait. That's my bet. Is this copyright? I'm not sure.
Why is this news happening? Because people feel that news is repetitive. न्यूज से मूड खराब हो जाता है.
Yeah.
न्यूज की वजह से लोगों में फालतू लड़ाई झगड़े होते हैं.
Yeah.
And news also leads to feelings of powerlessness.
Yeah.
ये सब अंग्रेजों के चोचले हैं. इंडियन न्यूज और रेपिटेटिव कभी नहीं.
अब हम आपको अपने पड़ोसी देश पाकिस्तान लेकर चलते हैं, जहां बढ़ती महंगाई और आर्थिक संकट ने वहां की सरकार की मुश्किलें बहुत बढ़ा दी हैं।
That is India's most loved news anchor. ये रोज रात आपको पाकिस्तान पुराण सुनाते हैं और आप रोज रात सुनते हैं. लेटेस्ट मुद्दा ये है कि भाई पाकिस्तान में चाय पीना अब इतना महंगा हो गया है. You know what the moral of this story is.
पाकिस्तान में आप हैरान रह जाएंगे, हर एक सेकंड में 3000 कप चाय पी जाती है। यानी इस हिसाब
What? That can't be real, yaar. Come on. It sucks to know that it actually is real. Not that I watch TV at all, but still that fucking sucks. Come on. Are you serious?
से पाकिस्तान के लोग हर एक मिनट में 1,80,000 कप चाय पी जाते हैं और हर घंटे पाकिस्तान में 1,08,00,000 कप चाय पी जाती है। अब पाकिस्तान की सरकार लोगों से कह रही है कि अगर आप पहले 2 प्याली चाय पीते थे तो अब 1 पीजिए, चाय पीना कम कर दीजिए।
अबे।
भारत के साथ ऐसा नहीं है, इसलिए आप आज भी खुद को भाग्यशाली मान सकते हैं। आज आप जितनी चाहे चाय पी सकते हैं।
Excuse me, what? What? Is that a real thing or is that like an edit from News Laundry? Because nah, there's no, what? Did this? We have freedom of expression. No, we have freedom of chai. The only time we are allowed to express ourselves is if we are having chai multiple times a day. because Pakistan is not doing that. So we should be proud of being Indians. मतलब किसी में भी नेशनलिज्म घुसा देते हैं, कुछ भी होता है
अपने देश में।
वाह, सो भाग्यशाली हम हिंदुस्तानी. इंडिया में तो सब मजे से चाय पीते. ऐसा था जब इंडिया सुपर पावर से अपनी तुलना करता था, यूएस, चाइना. अब हालात ऐसे हो गए हैं that we should just be happy that we are
not Pakistan.
Pakistan.
Holy fuck.
Pakistan. 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 Repeat mode में चिल्लाओ. घर बैठ के खुश हो जाओ.
Yep.
Forget anchor. Take a look at India's #1 most watched Hindi news channel.
पुतिन काफी अनप्रेडिक्टेबल है. वो अगले पल क्या कर लेंगे किसी को नहीं मालूम. इसीलिए पुतिन की बातों को इग्नोर नहीं किया जा सकता. उन्हें हल्के में लेना सही नहीं, क्योंकि अगर वाकई एटम बम तक बात आई तो फिर कई एटमी मुल्कों वाले चेहरे आमने सामने आ जाएंगे और एक डेथ रेस शुरू हो सकती है.
TV9 भारत पिछले 4 महीने से रोज शाम को और लोग फिर भी उन्हें देख रहे हैं.
क्यों?
No avoidance here if you go by this claim.
Yeah.
TV9 भारतवर्ष की यूक्रेन वॉर कवरेज देख के लगता है कि इनके हेडक्वार्टर्स सेक्टर 16 नोएडा में नहीं, सेवेरोडोनेस्क में होने चाहिए.
आने वाले वक्त में कहीं ये जंग न्यूक्लियर वॉर में तब्दील ना हो जाए. क्या पुतिन परमाणु हमले की दिशा में एक कदम और बढ़ गए हैं? क्या पश्चिम की दहलीज पर रूस का एटमी जखीरा बड़े तनाव की वजह बनने जा रहा है?
सनसनीखेज दावा, मैं दुनिया मिटा दूंगा।
रूस यूक्रेन की जंग बहुत गंभीर स्थिति में पहुंच चुकी है, मार्क मिले का ये कहना है। और इस वक्त वर्ल्ड वॉर विश्व युद्ध एक जैसा युद्ध लड़ा जा रहा है, जहां रूस और यूक्रेन आमने सामने है।
ड्रैगन की वर्ल्ड वॉर डिजायर।
ड्रैगन कंट्री ने सुपर पावर अमेरिका को आर पार की जंग का ओपन चैलेंज दिया है, लेकिन इस चैलेंज से पहले चीन ने अपने परमाणु जखीरे को नए सिरे से सजाया है। आखिर अब क्या है ड्रैगन की डिजायर? क्या ताइवान पर अटैक के साथ ही शुरू हो जाएगा एटम बॉम्ब से फायर?
युद्ध में कमाल, पुतिन मालामाल।
पुतिन का विक्ट्री प्लान अब हमारे दर्शक जरा ध्यान से देखें। आज यूक्रेन दिखाने की वजह यह है कि पुतिन अब डोनबास के कब्जे के बाद बहुत आगे जाने वाले, बहुत आगे जाने वाले। और क्या है उनका ये प्लान?
कयामत के घोड़े अपने रास्ते पर हैं।
कयामत के घोड़े। Wouldn't that make an excellent TV news episode?
इस युद्धाभ्यास में 26 राष्ट्र 38 युद्धपोत, 4 पनडुब्बी,
Yeah.
राष्ट्रीय भूमि सेना, 170 से अधिक विमान।
Yeah, I get it.
25,000
I get it. Yeah.
तो दुनिया खत्म होने वाली है on TV9 भारतवर्ष। चॉइस ही चॉइस।
Yeah.
जस्टिस बुलडोजर।
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, I remember this. She went out to that place with the JCB and they were just kind of having a routine thing and she was like, ye bhi tutega, ye bhi tutega, ye bhi tutega, something like that, yeah. And what the fuck is this? I don't remember this, but what the hell? Is that like the Mount Rushmore? Why? कौन पैसे दे रहा है फोटोशॉप करने के लिए? Who the fuck is getting paid to do so? Because someone is getting paid to do this. Why? What?
डेथ रेस।
दंगाइयों के लिए मरने मारने की धमकी क्यों?
I hate him.
राइटर्स
The
I hate him.
Dictator's Playbook, Nuclear Notebook।
ट्विस्ट।
रेड सिग्नल, न्यूक्लियर फियर, वर्ल्ड वॉर।
Final Call।
धर्म युद्ध में अर्थशास्त्र।
Yeah.
उसी तरह repetitiveness of news. The problem is not just कि रोज रात आपको रिपीट मोड में हिंदू मुस्लिम मंदिर मस्जिद मोदी ग्रेट हैं सुनने को मिल रहा है।
Yeah.
The problem is also that जो लोग इन डिबेट्स में पार्टिसिपेट करते हैं वो भी रिपीट मोड में सेम थ्योरीज हर जगह पेल देते हैं।
Yeah. Fuck all these people.
मिस्टर रिजवान explaining why bulldozers अच्छे हैं।
ये रॉइटिंग और पत्थरबाजी नहीं है जनाब। देश जल जाता, देश 50 शहरों में रॉयट होते, 10,000 आदमी मरता, हिंदू और मुसलमान, बलात्कार होते, प्रॉपर्टी जलती, देश लड़खड़ा जाता, देश टूटने की कगार पर आ जाता।
Okay.
तो ये जो पत्थरबाजी है ये आम पत्थरबाजी नहीं है।
चलो वही बात अब इंग्लिश में टाइम्स नाउ पर भी बोल दो।
If India would have slipped into 50 another riots, you know we would have seen 5,000 deaths.
It's a retarded argument, so I'm not even going to try to analyze it because it's all like hypothetical. You can't really argue hypothetical arguments like someone's perception about these things. If this didn't happen, this would have happened. You can't argue that because they're fear mongering. Like that's all they're doing. This needs to happen because if this doesn't happen, this bad thing will happen. Like that's fear mongering. Like there's no argument. There's no debate over there. A debate shouldn't be had on the basis of hypothetical perspectives people have that are their personal opinions and their personal biased, prejudiced opinions, obviously. But so you can't really. That's why the debates in these news channels are fucking stupid. I said it.
We would have seen rapes. This riot could have come to my house and your house.
See, fear mongering. I just, that's what it is. It's just fear mongering and just inciting violence, inciting hatred. I have talked about that in one of my older videos, not older videos, like one of the videos I created last year at the end of last year when I started the channel in interpretation, nonsensical interpretation. That's what it is.
So do not call it a riot.
वेरी गुड, शाबाश। अब एक बार टाइम्स और नव भारत में सेम चीज हिंदी में रिपीट कर दो।
इसकी आग सुशांत भाई मेरे और आपके घर पर आएगी। ये रॉयट नहीं है,
Fear mongering.
ये भूमिका बन सकती है खुदा न खास्ता
Get it.
ढेरों लोग मर सकते हैं।
I get it.
ना बोला करिए।
As if that was not enough, first he repeats the same thing across all the channels, and then he repeats what he.
अगर ये दंगे भड़क जाते
वाह, देश लड़खड़ा जाता।
Legal political commentator.
A socio-religious legal political commentator. Okay. Frank Bold nationalist views. So, not something that's real or like something based in reality, but get it. I get it. Yeah.
Known for his candid, frank, bold, nationalist views. Socio, religious, legal, political, सब में PhD on TV news. Rizwan Sahab is apparently the bitter cousin of actor Naseeruddin Shah.
Oh
जब
shit. Yeah.
रिजवान बड़े पर्दे की दुनिया के सितारे नहीं बन पाए, तो अब अपनी कलाकारी छोटे पर्दे में रोज शाम को न्यूज डिबेट्स में दिखाते हैं। किसी ने सही कहा है, हर किसी को मुकम्मल स्टेज या सिल्वर स्क्रीन नहीं मिलता। कभी-कभी छोटे-छोटे चौकोर डिब्बों से काम चलाना पड़ता है। Rizwan's career on TV news debates took off when he was invited by Times Now to diss his cousin on Bada Screen.
Oh
My
God.
brother Nasir, he was not afraid and annoyed in 1992 riots, nor in 1993 bomb blast. He was neither afraid nor angry, nor on
What?
26/11/2008. He was not annoyed when 5 lakh Kashmiri Pandits were chucked out.
His talent was spotted by who else but RSS, and the rest is history. Now Mr. Rizwan is on TV news debates panels every single day.
Oh
and
God.
night. Social, legal, political, सब पे टिप्पणी करेगा. This week, for example, this is what Rizwan's channel hopping calendar looked like.
Monday, Times Now, Nav Bharat. Tuesday, News 18. Wednesday, फिर से Times Now, Nav Bharat, but this time with Navika.
Okay.
Thursday, Z News. Friday को फिर से Times Now, Nav Bharat.
Oh God.
Saturday, छुट्टी. But Sunday को back again. Where else but Times Now,
Times Now.
Nav Bharat.
Of course, Rizwan also fulfills the biggest criteria for being a TV news panelist.
Okay.
Love for this guy.
Holy fuck. Anything this guy says is completely invalidated immediately. Like fucking immediately. I hate him already. I mean, I hated him before, but like, holy fuck, that's there's a whole group of people out here who love Nathuram Godse for some reason. I mean, we know what the reason is. Nathuram say wait, what the fuck is this? What the fuck? नुपुर शर्मा समेत इन महिलाओं की बोली से सुलगा था देश। किसी ने नथुराम गोडसे को बताया था देशभक्त का कोई आपत्तिजनक बयान देकर फंसी। What? Oh God, I hate these people so much. There's like a complete, like a fan base based on like killing of Mahatma Gandhi by Nathuram Godse, and it is a real thing, by the way. And wait, Hindu Mahasabha, yeah, Rashtriya Swayamsevak was temporarily banned. Yeah, was considered denied in connection to Godse. It has maintained that Godse left RSS in the mid 1930s. Fuck you. Stop lying. His brother Gopal Godse stated all the Godse brothers were members of RSS at the time of assassination and blamed the RSS for disowning them. Obviously, that's, by the way, that's what Hindu whatever, the Nationalist Party, that's what they do. Okay, anyone out there who is extremist Hindu, who thinks that this is a nice thing, this is a cool thing to do. Not, not assassination, but just the blind fanatic behaviors towards one's nation. If you think that's a cool thing, remember, the moment you fuck up even a little, they will disown you completely. They will disown you. Like, no, like, it doesn't matter. Even if what you do is for the nation or for the political party or whatever it might be, people will disown you. Seriously, look at Nupur Sharma. She said some fucked up things that came back to bite her ass, and BJP fucking kicked her out. That's what it is. Don't lose your individuality. Don't lose your morals and values for a nationalist party or for a nation or whatever. Nationalism and patriotism is not a good thing. Period. Like, no matter what, it's not a good thing. Like, if there's a balance of good and bad, it tips over to the bad every time in all cases. I don't think there's a single case where you can say, oh, nationalism is very good. Like, it doesn't exist. There will be 1,000 things that will be equally as good as nationalism, if not more. It's not a good thing at all. And that's what happened with Godse as well. He was disowned by the RSS for killing Mahatma Gandhi. Something people today completely, like, you know, celebrate the assassination of Mahatma Gandhi. That's just... and that will come back again someday. Like, it will happen again. People from the right wing again will disown other people. I mean, it is happening again. So, yeah.
Rizwan made it big on TV news, not big TV news debates, because कब तक हिंदू मुस्लिम को गाली देगा?
Yeah.
थोड़ा मुस्लिम on मुस्लिम action भी होना चाहिए.
What?
मतलब पाकिस्तानी तारिक फतेह is not enough. We need a देसी मुसलमान taking on देसी मुसलमान्स.
Okay.
ये अपनी इस्लामी भाषा, तालिबानी भाषा अगर राजनीतिक में लानी है तो पाकिस्तान, अफगानिस्तान, सीरिया, लिबिया, ओमान, कतर चले जाओ.
Oh God.
ये डायलॉगबाजी नहीं होती.
We are a secular country, no matter what. You like it, don't like it, we are.
कर दी संविधान लिखने वालों ने कि आपको अधिकार दे दिए. यही गलती कर दी.
He is a lawyer? He is using his credibility of a lawyer to come on news debates and talk shit about the Constitution. He's talking about taking the Constitution back to anarchy, I suppose. Like, I don't think there's any difference between him and me as a teenager. I used to go like nihilistic, you know, like nothing matters, anarchy, hell yeah, like that's basically what it is. Like, the only reason he's not saying it outright is because, you know, saying that outright will be like saying the same thing as Nupur Sharma. No, he doesn't want to get in trouble.
कि आप आज तक सर पे चढ़े हुए हैं और क्या संविधान में ये लिखा है कि इस देश में शरीयत होगी? ये रहते हिंदुस्तान में हैं, इनकी फितरत तालिबान और सीरिया और इराक के भारी नहीं आ पा रही. ये कमबख्त संविधान की बात ही नहीं कर पाते. जब देखो कुछ ना कुछ काटने पे लगे.
Didn't you just you did the same thing? You said the same thing.
कर दी संविधान लिखने वालों ने कि आपको अधिकार दे दिए.
So he's attacked. He's
कर दी कि आप आज तक सर पे चढ़े हुए हैं.
So, you know, the problem with Constitution is they give you rights to do your thing. He said that, and now he says
हिंदुस्तान में हैं, इनकी के भारी नहीं आ पा रही. ये कमबख्त संविधान की बात ही नहीं कर.
संविधान की बात ही नहीं कर पा रहे. So, you know, संविधान ने तुम्हें rights दिए. You know, Constitution gave you the rights, and that was a mistake. And you won't talk about the Constitution. Like, well, talking about the Constitutions means they have the right. So, like, it's what? Contradictory behavior enough?
We're not bashing Muslims. He's giving Gabbar a run for his money.
डिबेट करने में इंटरेस्टेड हूँ क्योंकि सत्ता पक्ष के हवाले से ये बात आई।
मैं पहले हिजाब नहीं करती थी, अब करती हूँ। आप हंस रहे हो, रावण दिख रहे हो, आप जोकर दिख रहे हो, जोकर जोकर।
ये सर ये दिखा दिया, यही संस्कार है आपके अबाजान। ये
और जुबान तो इनकी माशाअल्लाह।
दो कौड़ी के आदमी अपनी औकात में रहो, ये नेशनल टीवी पर बैठे हो तुम। तुम्हारी क्या औकात है? तुम्हारा क्या वजूद है? गली छाप सड़क छाप आदमी अपनी औकात में रहे, अपनी औकात में रहे, अपनी हैसियत में रहे। अभी पूरी दाढ़ी निकली नहीं, पूरी तेरी मूंछें निकली नहीं, और तू बकवास कर रहा है नेशनल टीवी पर बैठकर। तुझे जूते की नोक पर रखते हैं मुसलमान, जूते की नोक पर।
This is the guy who's brought to you night after night on channels like Times.
I'm not even going to comment on that. That's so dumb. That's so dumb. What the fuck? That's so dumb.
And News 18 as an expert to give you insights on some of the burning issues of the day. इस नौटंकी के लिए रिजवान must also be getting paid per show.
Yeah.
Channels can pay anything between 3,000 to 8,000 per episode per day, and this is a modest estimate. Imagine this man could be earning anything up to 1,40,000 a month or more for appearing 6 times a week on debates like this to
For
do
an
things
hour.
like this.
For just an hour.
बेचारे अग्निवीरों को 4 साल देश की सेवा करने के बाद 11 लाख मिलेंगे। ये प्राइम टाइम भक्त एक साल में उससे कहीं ज्यादा कमा लेते हैं। Just
Wait. Okay, that Agniveer thing that happened as well. I don't know a lot about it. June 18th, because this is the accident time. 11 lakh. How much is that? 11. Oh. 11 lakh. For 4 years divided by 4. That's 2,75,000 a year divided by 12. That's 23,000 a month. I mean, it's not it's not a lot, but it's not very little either. It's like, it's okay. Fair enough. I suppose. Right. Fair enough.
for TRP सेवा।
Yeah.
वैसे भी आजकल सच्चे भक्त यही कर रहे हैं।
Indeed.
देश की सेवा नहीं, TRP की सेवा on TV News Debate.
Absolutely.
Now, in the last episode, a lot of you told us, "Hey, why didn't you talk about violent protests by Muslims on Friday?" Bhai, because we shot on a Thursday. But I suspect the expectation is not, why didn't you talk about violence by Muslims? The expectation is more, why aren't you galyawing Muslims like Rizwan or Aman or Sudhir? You get the point.
Absolutely.
Here's my take. यार अगर इन जनाब में इतना कॉन्फिडेंस है कि ये सोशल लीगल रिलीजियस इश्यूज पे रोज ज्ञान पेल देते हैं, तो मैं नाचीज इतनी गुस्ताखी तो कर सकती हूँ। My take.
Oh God. मत कर. Don't.
Nupur has apologized.
Okay.
BJP has suspended her and issued warnings to all the spokespersons to behave.
Okay,
this
good.
is a very small victory of thodi maryada on TV news.
Hmm.
And I don't think it will solve the problem of Muslim baiting and Islam hating on TV news.
Hmm.
But it's a small victory nonetheless.
Yeah.
And the matter should end there. I cannot support calls for Nupur's arrest because blasphemy laws should have no place in a decent democracy.
Yep.
Asking for her public hanging is shameful.
Yep.
And those who riot in the name of protest are harming the cause of what many sensible people in India want.
Yes.
An end to constant Hindu-Muslim tensions in the country, which
Yes.
is taking us backwards by many centuries. Since Nupur made
I've said this in the previous stream, I think, that like violence against violence, like what did I say? I don't even remember what I said. Yeah, something along the lines of like if you're from a minority group, you have to be much more careful than someone from the majority. Like me, I have a prejudice of being in the majority of the population. So, like, if I am doing something wrong, versus you are doing something wrong, I mean, quote unquote wrong, for example, rioting. Hindus rioting won't like have a bigger impact on the images of the Hindus. I'm not a Hindu. I am born in a Hindu family. I have denounced my religion. But as a person born in a Hindu family, if I'm rioting and rioting violently, those actions from me won't impact the entirety of Hindus as much as a minority person like a Muslim violently rioting will do to the community of the Muslims. So like it's kind of a like a big deal, I would say, to ask that, because violent protests just demonize the people protesting even more and their cause even more. Take farmers protest, for example. Farmers protested quite, peacefully and having, unity together and not really harassing a lot of shit. I mean, they did like stop the highways and they did do that, but it was more of a way to show the government that to have the government's eye on them, and it almost didn't work considering the internet was shut down and all that shit. But because it was more or less a peaceful protest, they were heard by many others, and accepted their terms and conditions and blah 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 blah. And they were still demonized, but people saw through that Godi media thing that happened. Same cannot be said against the CA NRC protests that happened. Mrunmay say any say Mrunmay. The same cannot be said for the CA NRC protests that happened, because people already have a kind of a perception about the minority groups or the Muslims as being bad, and when they are shown in the light of a violent protest and riot, with the intention of demonizing, by the way, it has a bigger impact than it would if it was a different religion or if it was the majority of the religion. It hits harder, or it hits different is a better way to put it, I guess. Hey.
Those comments, the country seems to have taken our stay mad motto too seriously. मतलब हो क्या रहा है? In West Bengal, Maharashtra and Tamil Nadu, the police have arrested or detained people for supporting Nupur.
Wait. Wait, what?
Or
Supporting Nupur Sharma, for supporting what? Oh God.
People for supporting Nupur.
Condemn them.
UP police was like, hold my beer. Meanwhile, the Prayagraj Development Authority is like, hold my dhatura. They destroyed the house of Parveen Fatima, wife of Javed Mohammed, who they believe, it's only a belief, who they believe was the mastermind of the protests that went violent.
Oh
koi proof nahi, koi
God.
sunwai nahi, koi mukadma ya judgment.
I also read that in the news on Facebook, I think. Facebook. That's a good place to read news, isn't it? But I did read that on Facebook. I think she was a, what do you call? Social worker or something? Wait, let me see. I don't remember. Things are going worse. Indeed, they are. Private window. Yeah, activist. She was an activist. This came hours of prior to the family to vacate the house at 11 a.m. Sunday. Authorities claim they gave a show cause notice last month, but Muhammad did not comply when asked to appear hearing on May 24. Demolition 1 p.m. Can be taken. They must vacate the property. without getting it map pass. Okay, it's a day then. I called the master recent student said that he had been arrested earlier that that asked the question how it was legal to ask since it wasn't Javed's name but his wife's. This how it was not mentioned how it's going in the family. Yes. Should put out a video and concern of his father's safety. The cameras are. Yeah, so obviously it is 100% a discriminatory behavior. Like, this is the conspiracy theory that Arnav needs to follow. Like, how this like bulldozing thing is bad and wrong. That's the conspiracy, not fucking SSR committing suicide. And this is something that needs to be addressed, not Riya Chakravarti pelting drugs. Seriously, ganja hai, it's not a big deal.
भी नहीं, बुलडोजर राज संविधान से नहीं, जिसकी लाठी उसकी भैंस डॉक्ट्रिन से चलता है। मीडिया तो है ही ताली बजाने के लिए।
खबर है कि जावेद के खिलाफ एक्शन हो रहा है और थोड़ी देर में मास्टरमाइंड जावेद के घर पर अब बुलडोजर भी चल।
Judge, jury, executioner. That's yeah.
खबर है कि जावेद के खिलाफ एक्शन हो रहा है और थोड़ी देर में मास्टरमाइंड
जावेद
चलने वाला है। प्रयागराज में हिंसा फैलाने के आरोपी जावेद गिरफ्तार तो हो चुका है, लेकिन अभी मामले की जांच के तहत और पूछताछ की जा रही है। एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन वाज
I fucking hate the news media personalities confusing accused person being caught and put in jail versus someone who has been found guilty. I hate that terminology because like, if someone is guilty, first of all, that's not how it works. That's just not how it works. First of all, there's a complaint. There's an FIR registered against someone. Okay, and there's probable cause. If there's a reason to believe, actual reason to believe something like that. There's only reason to believe that he's Muslim. That's the only reason. So there needs to be a probable cause for the police to take action against the individual. When that happens, there's going to be a whole court case where there'll be the defendant and the people are persecuting that person, and there'll be with all the what do you call them, proofs and the things to prove that this person is guilty, and then the person who is allegedly guilty will counter those by saying no, these are the wrong things, these are the right thing, whatever, and then the court comes to the conclusion that the person is guilty or not guilty. Depending on the crime, the person who is in jail can get bail, because it's a very different thing, okay? Being accused and going to jail versus being on like a temporary hold in jail because there's a case going on. It's a complicated process which is very much like whitewashed into one thing. Like, if you go to jail, you're guilty. That's how it is, it is for the media to promote on their, for their audience.
Adamant that something is going to happen on Friday, and in fact, like, they even suggested to my father in a very intimidating way that if something does happen, you will be held accountable for it.
प्रयागराज में हुई हिंसा के मास्टरमाइंड के घर पर अभी ये कार्रवाई चल रही है। यानी योगी आदित्यनाथ ने कहा था कि जो बलवा करेगा वो उसकी कीमत चुकाएगा, और आज यही एक्शन
alleged
ग्राउंड पर देखा जा रहा है।
I think the way they're fabricating everything. I mean, there's not a single thing that is true as of now, apart from the fact that, I mean, in some of the reports also they've written his name is Javed Ahmed. His name is also not Javed Ahmed, it's Javed Mohammed.
Oh God, what the fuck? I didn't know that. That's just that's actually incredible. That's how it's. That's actually. How the fuck do people get away with this shit? Okay.
लिया जा रहा है और जावेद अहमद पंप के घर पर बुलडोजर की कार्रवाई। चल रही है। प्रयागराज को हिंसा की आग में झोंकने वाला वो मास्टरमाइंड, यही आशियाना उस मास्टरमाइंड का है जो अवैध तरीके से उसने निर्मित किया था। अवैध तरीके से इस भवन का निर्माण हुआ था, इस आलिशान बंगले को आप कह सकते हैं कि उसने बनाया था।
Like pub, father, daughter duo that's doing rounds, and like, you know, and how I would suggest or like, you know, ask my father to do things, and like, you know, I would be like plotting things in his head and then he would do something.
जावेद के मोबाइल से हिंसा की प्लानिंग का सबूत मिला है। जावेद अपनी बड़ी जो बेटी है अफरीन से लगातार निर्देश ले रहा था, इस बात का आरोप लगा है। व्हाट्सएप के जरिए सब कुछ चीज सामने आई है।
To an extent, I
What
felt pretty ashamed.
what you can't just make a statement like that without proving it, especially on the media. Like, you can't do that. You cannot do that. It is a big reason for the mess. Absolutely.
Because like, you know, our pictures were being displayed on cameras and like, you know, the cards that we wrote to someone and a lot of personal objects, like, you know, but at the same time it's almost very disturbing that like, you know, anything can be used to dehumanize.
Yeah.
Notice how they are vilifying Javed as a mastermind without any proof.
Yeah.
The same way in which they vilified Umar Khalid.
दिल्ली को दंगों की आग में झोंक दिया गया था, दिल्ली को जला दिया गया था।
Yeah.
मास्टरमाइंड गिरफ्तार हुआ है। दिल्ली दंगों का मास्टरमाइंड उमर खालिद गिरफ्तार हुआ है।
ये तस्वीर दिल्ली दंगों से ठीक पहले सीलमपुर में हुई उस सीक्रेट मीटिंग की है जिसमें उमर खालिद मौजूद था। आज तक के हाथ लगी एक्सक्लूसिव जानकारी के मुताबिक चार्जशीट में स्पेशल सेल ने उमर खालिद के कई व्हाट्सएप चैट और कॉल डिटेल्स रखे हैं, जिससे ये पता चलता है कि पूरे एपिसोड का रिमोट उमर खालिद के हाथों में था।
जेएनयू का पूर्व छात्र उमर खालिद है हिंसा का मास्टरमाइंड। स्पेशल सेल ने चार्जशीट में खालिद के खिलाफ कई सबूत दिए हैं। उमर खालिद के हाथ में था हिंसा का रिमोट कंट्रोल।
This week, the TV news regulatory body pulled up channels for tickers on Umar like this,
Yeah.
which portray him as mastermind of Delhi riots with zero proof. Here's what the order says.
Tickers aired during the broadcast such as Umar Khalid is mastermind of Delhi riots, Umar Khalid plotted the Delhi riots, and Umar Khalid is a terrorist. These gave an impression that the
That's what I fucking said.
been declared guilty. When viewed in entirety, the broadcasters cannot deny the fact that these taglines create
It creates a person. That's exactly what it is. The whole episode started on newsroom debates. Now this issue is going to too much farther than required. She has already apologized. I'll let this end. Now, nope. It doesn't work like that, Runmai. It doesn't. It just doesn't. Because it happens again and again and again and again and again. It's not even about Nupur Sharma right now. It's about someone else. But it happens again. It's not like it's not one thing that happens and it will go away again. It will happen again. It will happen with a different person. It will happen in a different context, but it will 100% happen again and again. Like, it doesn't end like this. Nupur Sharma, fine, uska end ho gaya chapter, fair enough, but it will happen again with someone else and it will create more chaos later on. This is why this is important, like this right here. Sensationalizing media and news is the biggest problem here because you are trying to make someone believe something, like manipulate people into believing something is true rather than telling the truth. People often say like the truth is the truth is bitter and whatever. No. If it is the truth, people take it as is. But if it's a lie and if it's sensationalized, it's not the truth. But it should. The whole country suffers. The whole country has been suffering for years, decades. It always has. Violence is never the answer. It's always bad on both cases. Inciting violence is much worse because it justifies your forced violence. Like Nupur Sharma is justified for saying horrendous things about Muslims. So because Muslims did this, it's like it doesn't justify it. It doesn't change anything. Both of those things are bad and wrong, and one of them is directly responsible for the other. It is what it is.
Create a certain perception amongst the public.
Besharam channels can keep creating perceptions that Umar, Javed, Afrin, Fatima, any and every protester is a threat to the nation. 1 year or 2 years later, they
I'm a genius. This manipulation makes the country even worse to live. The country is already pretty bad to live in. Like, I'm sorry. We are not a religious country, period. And the only problem with religion most people have are on a very vague, personal, hatred level. Media media doesn't serve the country, the people. It serves the rich. Sensationalist, yeah.
And no one will even notice. ऐसे ऑर्डर्स का क्या फायदा जब रिपीट मोड में रोज देश में जहर घुला जा रहा है,
Yep.
मिस इन्फॉर्मेशन फैलाई जा रही है,
Yep.
रेपिटिशन, लड़ाई झगड़ा,
Yep.
फीलिंग ऑफ
Powerlessness.
Any surprise that people are turning off from news? That's all the nuisance we have for you this week. We'll be back next week. Until then, stay mad. That's the only way. Don't forget to subscribe to newslaundry.com. If you don't want to feel confused, if you don't want your news to create ladai jhagda, then
Wait. I'll be right back. Wait, I'll be right back. People need to learn to keep the country first. There is a lot more than religion to think of. Absolutely disagreed. Because country should never be your first goal. Humanity should be your first. Human morals should be the first thing. Values, compassion, empathy. Those are the first things to keep in mind rather than the country. Because countries are just borders created by humans. Not even us, by the way. Just some random humans 75 years ago who created these borders around these countries. They don't exist. like it doesn't exist. A country doesn't exist without our perception of it. So the best thing to do is on an individual level, showing compassion and empathy to others, being understanding of others. Yeah. No nationalism here. I'm not a nationalist, I'm an internationalist. Whoop. Let's go watch another one. The next one, I think. What happened this then 3 weeks ago, I guess 2 weeks ago. This one. Let's go. Another one. Right.
There's news, there's sense, and there's nuisance. This show is all about too much democracy.
For me, what is right, and every other unnecessary thing that is devastating peace is wrong, no matter who does that. That is fair enough. I agree with that. That's a fair statement to make. But who decides what's right?
We saw too much of that this week.
This is MLA of Sena. The way he is running. आप भाग क्यों रहे हैं? ऐसा क्या किया जो आप भाग रहे हैं? कह सकते हैं कि शिवसेना टूट गई है? क्या ऐसा क्या कर रहे हैं? ऐसा क्या?
NDTV, what the hell? No, not you as well.
You can see that the MLAs are quiet. They are not speaking. They say Eknath Shinde will tell, but they have the majority. So these are the visuals. Sir, आपका नाम बताइए, पूरा नाम. Sir, आपके पास नंबर है? You can see these MLAs are literally being rescued inside the airport by Gujarat police.
Yes, that's an NDTV reporter at Surat.
Exactly.
Chasing Maharashtra's Shiv Sena MLAs who were taken to Surat and then were escorted by Gujarat police to be taken to Guwahati. Unity in diversity का मतलब ही बदल दिया इन लोगों ने.
Patriotism decided. Not a patriot myself. I'm not a patriot at all. I'm an internationalist. I'm a human rights protector. Makes me sound dumb, but that's who I am.
जहां महाराष्ट्र की महाअगाड़ी सरकार गिरी, वहीं अर्नब को माता चढ़ गई.
Yeah. I don't really know what happened to Maharashtra again, but that's why we are here.
God, that was loud. अर्नब. जो लोग ये शो हेडफोन्स लगा के सुन रहे हैं, kindly take them off unless you want to permanently damage your eardrums.
Alisha is running. Alisha is running. Alisha is running towards the visuals. Alisha, yeah, over to you. Can you hear me? Alisha is running. The visuals are there on the screen. Uddhav Thackeray has just left. The chief minister's residence. Those visuals.
Oh God.
Exclusively, yeah, we cut to it just a second late. Yeah, there we are.
अगर मैं नहीं पहुंचूंगी तो मेरे को रेज नहीं मिलेगा.
Exclusive visuals of their reporter running. Alisha, cut the chase. सुन तो लो पहले अपनी बॉस की.
Alisha, can you hear me? Alisha, can you hear me? Niranjan, can you hear me?
Oh.
Finally, someone heard him. Thank you, Niranjan.
It's over. He's going back, and I'm not sure he's coming back here anytime soon until the situation is
Alisha
resolved.
is also there. Alisha is running behind the car. Alisha, आवाज आ रही है आपको?
Don't need you, Niranjan. सबसे important बात है कि अलीशा को अर्नब की आवाज.
Humanity decides. On an individual level or on a societal level, because those are two very different things. On a societal level, if you think about it, women were not allowed to even go out like a few decades ago, like study or whatever, last century. I can see Alisha. Alisha, can you hear me? So humanity, it's always a kind of a balance between an individualistic perspective where you should be able to decide what's right for you as long as it's not hurting anyone else, and yeah, there should be some moral restrictions around the society which help you make right choices for yourself, and the only time that can happen is through, I don't know, science or even choices, because it's all a bit of a gray area. Because if you're doing something by choice for yourself, even if it's harming you, you have the right to do it. Technically, in the most technical sense, you have the right to do it, but at the same time it's also illegal, so it's like a gray area. No, it's not societal, on an individual. Society cannot decide what's right or wrong. We, on an individual level, decide to influence the society about what's right and wrong, because society always changes. Like, no matter what, it always has changed. 100 years ago, women were not studying. Now, the 50-50 equality and everything, that change happened. And even today, many, of the things. Yes, we had a lot of these issues today. Indeed, it's a law. It's a complicated topic. No, come on. With the coup, it's really complicated topic. A lot of gray areas and a lot of personal opinion-based arguments to be had.
Alicia reporting live. Alicia, the cavalcade is moving. Alicia, you can't hear me. She's too busy.
Everyone is laughing.
She wants to get that soundbite out there. The moment that reporters are really waiting for it, Alicia is doing an amazing job out there. She's running with her mic and the camera person.
It's okay. It's not for everyone as well. It's one of those topics that does take a toll on your mind. It's like frustration aata. It's like it's fine, not a big deal.
Is what it takes to do an amazing job in Republic. Running with the camera and the mic towards the car. Tried and tested formula. Remember this? Now, in normal life, cut to the chase is a figure of speech. When someone is giving you long, convoluted, irrelevant information with no real purpose in sight, a commonly used figure of speech is, yaar, cut to the chase. Point kya hai? But at Republic, cut to the chase is not a figure of speech. It's quite
literally.
They really do cut to the chase. नमस्कार दोस्तों, मैं हूं मनीषा पांडे, न्यूज़ ब्रॉडकास्टर, और आप देख रहे हैं हमारी स्पेशल ग्राउंड रिपोर्टिंग। मेघनाथ अमेजिंग रिपोर्टर से ग्राउंड रिपोर्टिंग से हमको एक्सक्लूसिव विजुअल्स ला रहे हैं। ला रहा हूं विजुअल्स।
Probably.
विजुअल्स आ रहे हैं। विजुअल्स।
ए नहीं, copyright.
Now, it's been a very happening news week, politically speaking. And most channels want to give you the feels of all the drama that unfolded in Mumbai, Surat and Guwahati. Enter field reporters who are stationed by channels 24/7, quite literally.
रात के करीब 2:13 हो रहे हैं और सूरत के लिए
Oh my God, are you okay? Are you okay? His eyes are dead. He's dead inside. There's nothing he wants in his life anymore. Nothing matters to this man anymore. He's dead inside. Look at him.
हलचल हो गई है।
जब तुम बेशरम न्यूज कंज्यूमर्स घोड़े बेच के सो रहे थे, तब एबीपी रिपोर्टर रात के 2:13 घोड़ों को चेस कर रहा था।
Why?
You can call them horses, right? Horse trading.
अब बस निकल रही है, वो बस जिसमें शिवसेना के बागी विधायक बैठे हुए हैं। ये देखिए, पुलिस का कॉन्वॉय, 3 पुलिस की गाड़ियां हैं और इन 3 पुलिस की गाड़ियों के पीछे एक बस है जिसमें शिवसेना के बागी विधायक और नेता हैं। ये देखिए, पुलिस की पहली वैन, पुलिस की दूसरी वैन, पुलिस की तीसरी वैन और उसके पीछे एक बड़ी बस है।
एक गाड़ी, दूसरी गाड़ी, तीसरी गाड़ी।
एयरपोर्ट की तरफ निकल रहे हैं और आप देख सकते हैं शिवसेना के नेताओं कार्यकर्ताओं को जो कि निकल रहे हैं। हम इसमें से कुछ चेहरों को पहचानने की कोशिश करते हैं और सभी ने देखिए पर्दे लगा रखे हैं।
How?
ये पर्दे की
Seriously?
विधायक
महाराष्ट्र के वैद्यकीय
बहुत पैसा है।
के सदस्य हैं मंगेश चूटे, वो दिख रहे हैं। मंगेश देखिए, कुछ विधायक हंसते नजर आ रहे हैं। ये शिवसेना
तुम पे हंस रहे हैं वो. They're laughing at you, not with you, for you, at you. They can even die for news. Yeah, they have. Many reporters have died for news. Some of them legit people from the international news medias who were reporting on the actual war in the zero ground to show the world that this is a real thing, really sad, horrible thing. And some people just died of COVID. Shots fired. Am I getting a sedition? I don't know. The class report.
के विधायक हैं जो हंसते हुए आ रहे हैं और हंसकर अपनी प्रतिक्रिया दे रहे हैं.
हंसते हुए विधायक साक्षात डेमोक्रेसी अपने वोटर्स की खिल्ली उड़ाते हुए. Now, what is happening in Maharashtra? Eknath Shinde, a major Shiv Sena leader, broke away from the central leadership of the party.
Yeah.
With him, he took more than 40 MLAs that
Yeah.
were first shipped to a fancy hotel in Gujarat
Yeah.
before being flown to a fancy hotel in Assam.
Assam, okay.
If you think taking MLAs to Surat and then Guwahati is just a coincidence, read this.
Guwahati was chosen because it is safer geographically and politically. First of all, the Northeast is not a region that has become a center for such political activities. It is not well connected with Maharashtra, which makes it difficult for the MLAs to go out of the state without the knowledge of the state administration. Surat is very close to Maharashtra, and the MVA leaders would have tried to reach out to them.
इतना दिमाग तो ये सरकार बनाने में शायद नहीं लगाते होंगे जितना गिराने या तोड़ने में लगाते हैं. Best bit was this Usmanabad MLA Kailash Patil, who said that he was misled by Shinde gang.
Kailash Patil has alleged after the Vidhan Parishad elections, he was asked to join Eknath Shinde for dinner. He went with Shinde's men thinking they were taking him to the dinner. But as the car went 40 kilometers ahead of Thane, Patil realized that something was amiss. He quickly asked the driver to stop the car, saying he wanted to attend to nature's call.
अरे डिनर के चक्कर में खुद ही किडनैप हो गए. Anyway, किसी तरह भाग के विधायक की 5 किलोमीटर रात के अंधेरे में बारिश में बाइक और ट्रक से हिचहाइक करते हुए घर को लौट आए उद्धव कैंप में. इस बहादुरी के लिए उन्हें डिस्ट्रिक्ट चीफ बना दिया गया.
Okay.
I want to know who's buying it. But even better was this MLA who said that he was made to believe that he had a heart attack.
On Tuesday, I was taken to a hospital in Surat by 20 to 25 people and police personnel. They said I had suffered a heart attack. But I never suffered any heart attack. My blood pressure also didn't shoot up. Their intention was wrong. I was given some injections.
What the
I
hell?
really want to imagine this scene.
How?
विधायक जी, आपको हार्ट अटैक हो रहा है.
काय पागल बाई कोण आहे रे ही पागल बाई काय काय बोलते
आपको हार्ट अटैक
मेघनाथ.
काही नाही झालं ठीक आहे
यार हो रहा है हार्ट अटैक.
अरे पण ठीक आहे मी
ये देखो.
काय हे
Now, if you think this guy atop a bus was making fun of democracy, wait till you hear what this person had to say.
We welcome all tourists to visit Assam now, as we need funds to deal with floods. In other news, more than 100 people have died in floods in Assam. Toll rises to 108. Situation remains critical in Silchar town. As of now, 30 out of the state's 35 districts have been categorized as flood affected.
Holy
Such a mockery of democracy. And what do you have the fourth estate do? Take out that mighty pen and start counting who has how many MLAs on a whiteboard.
इस वक्त मैं इस बोर्ड पर आपको नंबर गेम दिखाना चाहती हूँ.
That's messed up.
3 यानी कि 38 नंबर हो जाएगा पूरा शिवसेना का.
हमने आपके लिए पूरी स्थिति को बहुत आसान और सरल बना दिया है. तो ये वाला आंकड़ा यहाँ पर है. शिवसेना में बचे 20 और कुल बागी हो गए 35. 53 है एनसीपी के, कांग्रेस के 44, 144 का जो आंकड़ा है वो नहीं होता है. अल्पमत में आ सकती है उनकी सरकार.
नंबर गेम का है, आंकड़ों की जो स्थिति है वो क्या है बता देते हैं आप.
Something like this happened in Goa, I think. I mean, it happens in Goa all the time, where people just jump from one party to another to stay in power or something like that. Like this is something that happens in Goa from what I remember watching about it. Not sure.
पहली पार्टी सबसे पहले हम लोग शिवसेना की बात करेंगे कि शिवसेना के पास कितने विधायक हैं मौजूदा वक्त में. शिवसेना के पास कुल मिलाकर
I don't care Shiv Sena
To
about it.
ask some real questions. which is why we say when you need news to come, there is a lot of thinking that the Uddhav camp must do on why they lost the support of some Shiv Sainiks, possibly half of them. Was it too much secularism? And what can they do to win back the OG Hindutva tag that Shiv Sena always had?
No.
तर शिवसेना आणि हिंदुत्व हे दोन घट्ट एकमेकांमध्ये गुंफलेले जोडलेले हे शब्द आहेत. शिवसेना कदापि हिंदुत्वापासून आणि हिंदुत्व कदापि शिवसेनेपासून दूर होऊ शकत नाही. कारण शिवसेना प्रमुखांनी जो एक कानमंत्र दिलेला आहे की हिंदुत्व हा आमचा श्वास आहे.
ऐसे नहीं चलेगा, ऐसे बिल्कुल नहीं चलेगा उद्धव जी. You have to go the whole hog.
Yeah.
Uddhav Thackeray needs to do in its next Twitter or social media post, he needs to say, Yogi ji, Yogi Gade, he needs to say hashtag Hindutva forever. And he should say Hindutva forever.
Arnab, that's so funny. You're so funny.
Says the anchor who himself doesn't have the courage to be on any social media platform.
The media people have all the strategy now made and of course of Shinde and Shiv Sena. Yeah. How do these people get this information? Exclusive information, exclusive sources. How? Where? Who are these people? कौन है ये लोग? कहाँ से आते हैं? Seriously.
Because वहाँ पे direct questioning हो जाती है.
उद्धव जी ने हिंदुत्व से दूरी बनाई, इसलिए उनकी कुर्सी पर बनाई.
Time to take your headphones off again.
गलती पर गलती और गलती पर गलती. पहली गलती है हिंदुत्व की विचारधारा से समझौता किया. ये सबसे बड़ी गलती है उद्धव ठाकरे.
Good.
इतना दुख तो बाला साहिब की आत्मा को भी नहीं हुआ होगा जितना दुख अर्नब और बाकी एंकर्स को हुआ ऑन उद्धव शेडिंग हिज हिंदुत्व टैग.
Good.
बड़ी बात ये है कि कांग्रेस पार्टी राज्यसभा सीट जितवाती है.
I haven't seen that.
AIMIM
I'll watch it.
पार्टी
Maybe.
के नाम में मुस्लिम है और ये शिवसेना के अपने डीएनए से समझौता था.
You really do know that Arnab is a showman though when you watch this.
सुशांत सिंह राजपूत
Oh नहीं, please नहीं, फिर से नहीं.
मैं कहता हूं उनकी हत्या हुई. लोगों के गुस्सा को, जो गुस्सा थे लोग, उनको समझना जरूरी था. उनके जन भावना को उस समय नहीं समझा गया.
Dude, if just because someone is screaming something over and over again doesn't make it true. Okay, that's not true. At all, period. That's just not. People need to fucking relax about it, because if I go on Twitter right now, you know what? I'm gonna go on Twitter. Like immediately I'm going to go. I'm going on Twitter. Wait. Twitter. I'm going on Twitter. Like, yeah, it's still going on. Like, justice for Sushant Singh Rajput. It's still going on. Like, it's such a sad thing to see. Sushant was no drug addict. He was a big life addict. Fuck you. Just fuck you. I don't care. I get it, you're grieving, but you missed a big point of mental illness when you do shit like this. Because you're completely denying the existence of like some celebrity who seemed happy to be depressed and committing suicide. Like, just no. No.
इतने दिनों से अर्नब had forgotten all about सुशांत की
Yeah.
हत्या. His death anniversary came and went, and not even a primetime mention by Arnab. The moment he sees the political winds change, he resurrects a conspiracy theory to milk a tragic suicide yet again. What could be a more cynical use of a news event for TRPs than this? Meanwhile, the issue that was the top debating point of last week has all but disappeared from
Yeah.
news.
ये किधर गया? ये किधर गया? Like that's quite convenient, isn't it? The real problems in this country are all conveniently hidden by these things. Like, you know, it's very convenient. It's very, very, very convenient.
मैं बस अपना नजरिया बताना चाहती हूँ कि फौज में
मत बताओ,
आने की
मत बताओ
पहली
दीदी।
शर्त होती है देश के लिए प्यार।
नहीं है। Why should anyone, like, we don't live in the fucking 40s and 50s right now, okay? We are not fighting for the independence, we are fighting for the human rights right now, okay? Expecting, let's say, employment does not need you to be patriotic. Like, you know, you don't need to love your country to get a job. It has nothing to, it's like, it's a very different, it's a different ballpark. Can you love your country? Yes. Can you love your country and go to the soldier, become a soldier? Yes. Can you not like your country and become a soldier? Absolutely, yes. You still can do that for money. Does not mean everyone has to. It's a choice. People can choose to or choose not to.
और दूसरी शर्त होती है अनुशासन। इसलिए मैं मानती हूँ
परंपरा, प्रतिष्ठा, अनुशासन
कि अग्निपथ स्कीम के नाम पर हो रहे विरोध में हिंसा करने वाले सेना के काबिल हो ही नहीं सकते।
Good.
आप भारत की सेना में भर्ती होने के लिए जा रहे हो और आप भारत को नुकसान कैसे पहुंचा सकते हो? आपकी दिक्कत है, अधिकार है आपका। सवाल पूछने का मैंने कल भी कहा था, अर्नब के तो शो का ही नाम है पूछता है भारत। और ये जो कहते हैं कि वो अप्लाई कर रहे थे, बच्चों से भरी बस पर पथराव कर सकते हैं।
ये नाराज हैं और इन्हें अपनी बात कहने का पूरा अधिकार है। इसलिए इन युवाओं को हम बस इतना कहेंगे कि हिंसा नहीं करनी चाहिए, और अगर ये हिंसा को रोक देंगे तो फिर पुलिस भी इन पर लाठीचार्ज ना करे।
Agreed. Agreed. Somehow I agree with this.
और इन्हें अपनी बात कहने का पूरा अधिकार है। इसलिए इन युवाओं को हम बस इतना कहेंगे कि हिंसा नहीं करनी चाहिए, और अगर ये हिंसा को रोक देंगे तो फिर पुलिस भी इन पर लाठीचार्ज ना करे।
But also at the same time, you insinuating that if you don't stop violent, people will get violent back. So it's kind of like a blackmail, is it? Is it a blackmail? It sounds like it. Just asking.
मुझे लगता है कि वो आप बातें थी कि समझाया भी जाएगा और चेताया भी जाएगा, क्योंकि अगर आपको देश की रक्षा करनी है तो लूटपाट के तहत आप रक्षा कैसे करेंगे?
But any proud Indian should be, because we want a military that is young, agile.
No one, not a single person in this world should put pride for his country as his first priority. His or her or there. It shouldn't no. Whether you are from the United States, whether you are from the Canada, like the North, and like anywhere, it doesn't matter, Russia, Ukraine, putting your whole personality as I'm an Indian, that's a fucking cringe thing to do. Stop.
Dynamic and makes room for those who want to serve for a limited duration. It is a scheme that India needs.
No, it is not needed. Necessary. It's not needed. I agree with the choice thing that people can choose, but this is an answer to unemployment in this country, and no. A big no. No. Stop. Stop it. Get some help.
It is a scheme that the tri-services stand for, and it is a scheme that all right-thinking Indians are very proud of.
Yeah, right thinking. Absolutely agree with that statement. The right-wingers are very proud of this scheme. Fair enough, you do you. Don't enforce it though, that's the point.
There can be nuanced critique, but there can never be violence.
I don't know how to feel about that last statement, like that there can never be violence, because tell me one fight that was won peacefully. Like, there are many fights that are won peacefully, but at the same time, like, there can never be violence, but you're talking about soldiers here, the military, the navy, that you were talking about these aspects of the government which completely rely on violence in the case of war. So you just, if you don't want a violent thing to happen, you are kind of saying that you should be ready for a violence in the case of war. So it's like, let's focus on preventing war from happening again instead, because that's a better solution in our mind. The world would be a lot more peaceful if wars didn't exist, right? Or am I crazy?
After lecturing Agniveers on how to behave, TV News has moved on to lecturing Uddhav Thackeray on how to manage his party. And that's news. We just saw violent protests last week. The country witnessed some terrible scenes. And TV News has just quickly moved on to the next topic as if nothing ever happened.
Yep.
What made the youth in India so angry? What were the underlying reasons for those protests?
Yeah.
Unemployment coupled with historic inflation.
Inflation, yeah, that's
A
also happening.
combination as bad as COVID and vaccine shortage, or as bad as having diabetes with a heart disease,
Yeah.
or as bad as having Navika and RSS on the same channel.
What?
कुछ ज़्यादा नहीं हो गया times now?
Yeah.
Bonus में तुमने पद्मजा भी डाल दी. Anyway, back to what we were talking about. We're seeing unprecedented levels of unemployment in this country. Just take a look at some of these headlines.
India has 53 million unemployed people as of December 2021.
Wow.
CMIE.
India's unemployment rate rose to 7.83% in April, shows CMIE data. The unemployment rate in urban areas was higher at 9.22% compared to 8.28% in March. The data released on Monday showed.
India's job creation problem is morphing into a greater threat. A growing number of people are no longer even looking for work.
Unemployment in India. Government in denial over a ticking time bomb.
As always.
CMIE says 6.7 million people who lost their jobs in the aftermath of the pandemic have left the labor force, most probably in dejection of the lack of jobs.
What links the burning trains in January to June? Lack of jobs. A staggering 1.25 crore candidates appeared for 35,281 vacancies.
What? What? Wait, what? 1.25 crores, so 125,000. Okay, so 35,000, na? 35,000 divided by 1 crore, 25 lakhs, into 100. 28%? 0.28%. Did I do it wrong? What? Did I calculate that wrong? Is it... Nah. 0.3%. Network was AQI of Delhi, but I don't know when this issue was resolved as COVID appeared and news got more interesting topic show. Yeah, that's the TV news atmosphere. Jumping from one topic to another. More interesting, more eyes on the screen, more money. 1 minute. What is going on? Yeah, it did.
Salaried jobs are hardly growing. Government data explains the Agnipath anger of young Indians.
Yes.
Under fire over Agnipath, BJP's youth unemployment headache.
Now, take a look at some of our studio veers and how much time they dedicated to having shows on jobs and unemployment as a primetime issue of debate and discussion, reporting the Chhodi Do.
The hardworking team of TV nuisance researchers looked at debates through some of our top channels. God bless them, and therapists helped them. They wanted to see how much time was dedicated to unemployment as an issue. Well, check out what they found. Sudhir Chaudhary, 0 shows on unemployment. Hindu Muslim, top pay.
Yep.
Navika Kumar, 0 shows. 4
Good.
debates तो यूक्रेन पे भी कर लिए.
Good.
ऐश्वर्या कपूर, 0 shows. क्या पूछ रहा था
Good.
भारत? मतलब रशिया पे 34 डिबेट्स कर लिए, अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट पे 0. हमारे प्यारे अमीश जी, इन्होंने
गुल्लू।
मर्यादा नहीं रखी क्योंकि उन्होंने हिंदू मुस्लिम बहुत किया.
Yep.
0 shows on unemployment. हमारी प्यारी अंजना जी, 0 shows on unemployment. पेपर कितने पढ़े होंगे? अर्नब गोस्वामी, 0 debates on unemployment. पूछता है भारत, nation wants to know but they clearly don't want to know anything about unemployment.
Yes.
हिंदू मुस्लिम बहुत करेंगे. Sorry, had to scream that out. Rubika, 0 shows on unemployment. Inflation पे भी 0. Thankfully, Ravish Kumar did 4 shows on unemployment. Wow. Think about it. The most important issue of our times, unemployment, gets no space on TV, while Hindu Muslim, so much space because advertisers.
Yeah.
यार, इनके हिंदू मुस्लिम
Yeah.
मोदी के चक्कर में थोड़ा
Get it. I
too
get
long
it.
news media has been on top of the
I get it. I get it. Wow. Dude was wow. What else do we have here? Is there 1, 2, 3? Udaipur beheading, yes. We have 2 more videos to go through, but I'm very sleepy. Well, this was fun. I'll watch them tomorrow or something because I am very, 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 very sleepy right now. Yeah, that's it. That's about it. I'll stream again tomorrow, hopefully. All day. Promises I'll make, but never follow through. Chalo. Good night. Bye. Bye, 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 bye.